top with Skulls and Shadow.
Hey guys, welcome to the show. Scowls here. Uh, we have Shadow here with me. Let me fix his camera a little bit because it got messed up.
What's up, guys? Yeah, I don't see you.
Because I don't have mine on there. I have it right on the stream. So, yeah, we're here. We're going to do a little bit of watch along tonight with the Smackdown while it's going on. We just did finish seeing Sonia and Naomi have a great match. It was actually surprisingly good for Sonia not having a match in the last year and a half. So kudos to them. Very surprised that Naomi got the win clean. That is something that I did not expect. I figured they would have dragged it out for a little bit, but glad to see that they gave her the win in the first match. So I can expect when they do have the rematch that Sonya will take it. What were your thoughts on the match?
I thought it was good. It was like you said, a surprise with a clean finish. But I think with all the mind games that have been going on, and now with Sonya declaring herself into the Rumble tomorrow night, I think it sets up for a little bit longer of a story.
You think they can have like a blowout feud go all the way to WrestleMania?
I think it could work. I mean, we've already been going on what 3 months of them already.
Well, according to Naomi, it was 153 days that Sonya has been doing this stuff. So it's 5 months.
6 months.
5 months already.
I mean, why not? Why not do the year close to a year build up, right?
Mm-hmm.
Especially with the way people say that WWE can't book long term stories. You have one right here. Might not interest you, but it's still a long term storyline.
Yeah, and it seems to be pretty good with the fact that Sonya is just starting to get back into the ring, getting into ring shape and everything. And I think Naomi's a good person for her to be matched up with.
Oh, I see, we got some Zayn stuff going on now.
Yeah, we got Zayn with
Mahal.
Shanky and Mahal. So we're seeing two of the three from when Jinder came up. We're still missing Veer. He seems to still be coming to Raw.
Forever coming, huh?
Yeah. Do you think we see him tomorrow night? Making his first appearance at the Rumble?
No. I hope not, but... For Jinder Mahal, don't hinder the Jinder.
Actually, I don't know. I mean, I think WWE does way too many of these segments. Like all these little talk shows. They have the KO show. You have now in Zayn. You have what's the Miz one called?
Miz TV.
Miz TV, and then you have Edge.
His is the cutting edge, isn't it?
The cutting edge, yeah. So it's like that's four. Alexa Bliss had one at one point. Like then you have Happy Corbin doing one as well. So it's they just need to cut.
But they all low it.
Thing.
You know, I think it was Chris Jericho that started all. No, Piper did.
Oh, at Piper's Pit.
Yeah.
So they've been definitely doing this for a long time.
So, considering I just heard about the Knoxville thing here, like with Zayn, on my end it's a little bit delayed from yours.
Mm-hmm.
I've been hearing reports that it's just a one-off, so I don't know why he's chirping. But
because they're trying to bring attention to him. They're using him for mainstream. It'll only be a one-off because the movie comes out next week.
So I guess in the end I was right. He's there to promote Jackass Forever, right?
Yeah, of course. That's the main reason why they would be there. Why else would they be?
I don't know. It's Johnny Knoxville.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense to be there for any other reason, you know?
I suppose.
So, I mean, you have that. There's definitely some talk about who's going to be coming back at the Rumble that I've been reading up on. So, we'll save that. We'll save that for our predictions.
Yeah, we got about a half hour before you guys get all the goods, so stick around.
What? Uh, Fans seem to be not taken lightly to Insane today. Oh, look who's showing up. We got some Rick Boogs coming out. Oh, I'm ahead of you.
That's okay. I seen the crowd getting up, so you know something was up.
Oh, geez, I'm about a full minute ahead of you.
So Sami Zayn is yeah, you can see it on my screen. But Sami Zayn is doing a podcast on our podcast, guys. Check that out.
Yeah. Ooh, is that a bigger belt? Did they make the belt bigger?
I don't know. I'll see in a second. Boogs looks like a straighter version of Prince. Or not
And
Prince. Freddie Mercury.
Boogs is so good too. He's very good in a ring. Um, Actually, he's very talented. So I'm glad what they're doing with him.
It looks bigger.
It does, doesn't it?
But if I'm going to be real, I don't like that design. I still think they need to get rid of it.
I don't know. I like it.
I'm more of the
Let's
traditional
see what people say.
Intercontinental guy.
I don't know. I kind of feel like that belt is bigger.
That or Shinsuke lost weight. One of the two. Yeah, I'm more of a traditional guy on the Intercontinental.
Yeah, I mean the white design was always really nice. I did.
I have the white mini belt on my shelf here. I just like it. I don't like the way
I
the newer belts. I don't know.
I do like this one because it does have a lot of detail on it. So it definitely did make. It definitely does appeal to me, but I can definitely see how people like the other ones.
Well, you can't see my bottom one right now because of things that I have in front of it.
Mm-hmm.
But we got these. You know, there's the women's. That's the Universal. That was still red before it went to blue, and this is the WWE Championship. Who is who is the Raw champion right now? Becky?
For women,
No. Yeah.
yes, it is Becky.
Oh, okay. So we got Becky, Roman, well it's still red,
Mm-hmm.
and Lesnar right here. Underneath this is the NXT belt.
Oh, because the bottom one is the WWE Championship, and then the Universal is the middle one.
Yeah. The top is the women's.
You just have the Universal as the red with the brace straps on it, right?
The Fiend plates, yeah. Because Bray actually won that one, right? So sorry, the Fiend won that one. Bray won the
You,
the WWE.
the WWE. So be nice if we get to see him tomorrow night.
I don't know if you caught what I said earlier or not, but they've now stopped selling his belt. So
Yeah, it's just a belt though.
I mean that's true, but they've also been offloading all their stuff on clearance too. So I don't know what it means. And naturally, I'd like them to come back. I don't care where he comes back as long as he's back. But if he's just in movies, I'll watch them.
Yeah, I mean, there's still the talk about the movie. Nothing, no more real info about it or anything.
No, and then you have Braun or excuse me, Adam calling him out either as a friend or a foe at an indie event.
people on Twitter are saying they actually liked the podcast from Sammy, that they would listen to it every week.
Some people are weird. I tried to give Corey Graves one there a chance. And I'm not a big fan of his voice.
Who was that? Who just gave me a follow? Thank you, Radio. Appreciate the follow. Always good to get some new people listening to the channel.
Welcome, welcome. We are out here today.
Very
Yeah.
excited. I'm actually very excited for the show tomorrow night. Like, it's one of the pay-per-views that is my favorite to begin with, because I do love the Royal Rumble itself. But
Right.
just the hype around this year is just so big right now. I think WWE is gonna surprise a lot of people with what they're doing.
I hope so, because the last time we had this kind of build up going into a big weekend, me personally, I was let down.
Why?
I just feel like we overhype ourselves a little.
Yeah, it's what
And
we do.
then, I mean, without sounding like an asshole, some of us can sit down and write better storylines than we've seen. Both companies, not just one.
Oh, this is very true.
If you're interested in that kind of thing, by all means, if you're new here, check out our Discord. We'd love to hear your fantasy bookings, etc. We're always, within reason. We won't crap on it.
Radio. So Radio says that he predicts that Alexa Bliss will return in the Royal Rumble match and win it all. I don't think she's coming back yet, just for the sole purpose of we haven't seen her show up on Raw, and the entire point of the vignettes is her journey back to Raw. So I don't think we would see her at the Rumble before we see her on Monday Night Raw. That's just my thought on it. I mean, she could show up tomorrow night, and I could be completely wrong. It's happened.
I don't see it being a smart move to bring her back yet. She's on her way back to Little Miss Bliss.
I don't know about that.
I do.
I don't know. I don't think so.
I think so.
She said, if you follow her Twitter, she said that it's going to be something completely different. She doesn't like to go backwards. She doesn't dwell in the past. She always moves forward. So
Fair enough.
It could be a combination of the two, more so than, or it could be a split personality type deal. Because if you notice, her hair this week was different than it's been. Normally it was up in a bun. This week it was back to having pigtails. So I'm thinking maybe there's two different personalities. Maybe one with a mask, one without. Because I know she did have nasal surgery. And that could be the reason why.
That takes me into my theory that some people have done with the whole Bray Wyatt coming back, right?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that's what this is all leading to. The new Fiend would be Alexa.
Could be.
If that's the way they go.
I mean, it all depends on what they want to do, you know?
Yeah. I mean, they own the rights to it, unfortunately, even though he created it. But
I'm curious as to for how long they have the rights for. I don't know. I don't know when the trademark is expiring.
I mean, we found the trademark, but we just don't know the details too.
Yeah, there was no expiration date when I did find it, so. Oh, jeez. Big power slam by Rick Boogs to get the 1-2-3 over Shanky. Oh, sorry, I keep forgetting that I'm ahead of you. This is why we don't do watch-alongs that often.
I don't care. We're watching along. I'm still seeing it. It's not like I'm missing it. You know what I mean?
It's actually pretty impressive by Boogs.
This is why I don't watch pay-per-views with this man, though, because I like,
Well, pay-per-views are different because that's streaming for me as well.
yeah.
It does make it more even. This is I have it on TV, so I don't have to worry about a stream or anything. I could go to a stream; it probably would put me closer to yours. Oh, look who's on Smackdown tonight. There's talk of him actually going back to Smackdown full time.
All the way up.
Yeah, there's been talk of him coming back full time to SmackDown.
Yeah. Why? Is there any reason behind it?
I don't know. Let's see. I'm trying to watch yours to see where you are compared to the stream that I just put on. I'm now about 30 seconds ahead of you instead of a full minute.
I think like it's been brought up on the server. Big E's title reign fell flat.
Yeah, they didn't do him justice. He was supposed to lose that match regardless, but it wasn't supposed to be to Brock. I actually think Brock was gonna beat Roman, so I don't know what's gonna happen tomorrow night. I'm very
Hold on, backtrack. What'd you say? Brock was what?
Supposed to beat Roman from everything I've been reading afterwards, which is stupid.
I called that though.
I know, but it's dumb. Roman
Is it
Roman hasn't been pinned since December 12th, 2019. And you're going to pick somebody that does not need the credibility from pinning him?
Didn't need Brock beating Undertaker's streak for the credibility either, but it still happened.
Well, that's showing how dumb Vince is. Because
Vince gives Brock
that
what he
should have
wants.
been that should have been Roman ending the streak.
I think it should have been Bray.
Well, yeah, we'll go back to that, but
considering the comparisons that were made,
it was like the way they ended it was perfect though. When Roman ended Taker, he left his gloves in the hat in the ring. Like that was perfect. He didn't need to come back after that, and he did.
Right.
But I don't know. I still think Roman should hold the belt all the way to next year WrestleMania, and the person that beats him is Braun Breaker. That's still my thing. Like, I think that would be a way to crown the kid as the next big thing. You know.
Yeah, I could see it, but at the same time, I don't care to see it.
Have you watched him wrestle?
I don't care to see Roman champion that long.
I'm not talking about Roman being champ. Have you seen the person beat him? Have you seen Braun Breaker wrestle through NXT?
I don't watch much of NXT.
The kid's a natural.
I mean, I would hope so, considering who his dad and his uncle are.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, he's such a natural for it. It's something that, like, he's going to be very big here, and I hope they don't screw him up.
His dad and uncle were both the same, though. They were really gifted athletes. Like, no matter what they did. Unfortunately, Scott just went down and ruined himself. Like,
Do we think that Dominic Mysterio will ever win a singles title? Yes. Do I think it's happening in the next year or two? No. I think that he's actually going to fight his father at WrestleMania, and it's going to be like a passing of the torch type deal. What's your thoughts, Shadow, on that?
I could see it. I really wish the actual cruiserweight title was still around, not the one they remade.
Well, there is no cruiserweight
Because
title. They even got rid of that one in NXT.
it's gone now. It's
Yeah.
completely gone again.
Yep.
Okay. So I wish there was a cruiserweight title because I feel like it'd be the most appropriate title for Dominic to win first. So what I'm gonna say is the first singles title that Dominic wins is gonna be the United States Championship.
I could see that.
And as for him and Ray one-on-one, it's coming, and Ray keeps alluding to retirement. Whether you pay attention to his promos or not lately, he keeps alluding to it. You know, he's accomplished, like he said on Monday, he's accomplished a lot. You know, he's been champion, Royal Rumble winner.
Mm-hmm.
Now he's a cover athlete. There's not much left for him to do. I mean, the man's career has expanded almost, 30 years at this point?
Yeah, definitely.
Between Lucha and then WCW, and now, Lucha, ECW, WCW, WWE, and now, and then ECW, WCW. He left WWE for a while. I think he was in Lucha Underground. So, yeah, the man's been everywhere. Like, he's alluding to his retirement. I'm pretty sure if the pandemic didn't happen, Ray would have retired a year ago.
You think so?
I do. I think he stayed around to help Dominic. I think that's more or less what it is. I don't think he's there. You know what I'm saying?
Fair enough.
But to answer your question, yes, Dominic will win a singles.
Who we have going on over here? Who's fighting them? Oh, Madcap and Happy Corbin. I think Madcap needs to get away from Baron. Jesus Christ.
I have to turn off my camera for a minute. It seems to be glitching.
Alright.
I don't know why.
Yeah, I'm actually looking forward to that match too, Radio. The Edge and Beth versus Miz and Maurice, because I really want to see Beth just destroy Maurice. That's really what I really want to look forward to. And I think we're going to end up seeing Beth in the Rumble as well for the women, since she's already there. That's just my opinion on it.
Right now, that storyline is by far my favorite storyline happening right now. Two veterans. Just great. But yeah.
We got some fights going on in this Rangers game.
Oh yeah, that's good. I want to talk about stuff that's happening tomorrow, but still got a bit to do that.
Oh yeah, we got time for that. I mean, only got another 20 minutes left here. Having actually a good match back and forth between New Day and Happy Corbin and Madcap.
Yeah, you think SmackDown's going to end on a promo tonight?
I think we're going to see somebody laying in the ring with somebody standing over top of them. I'm not sure who, but it's going to be either Seth or Roman because that's who's going to end the show, and there's supposed to be a confrontation, I think. Radio, I think it's actually going to be the other way around. I think we're going to see Riddle turn on Orton. Because Orton's getting later in his career, he's going to start wanting to put some people over. He said he has spoken out about how his body has been hindered by the Duna RKO for so long. So I could actually see Riddle turning on Orton. Did you fix your camera yet?
I'm working on it. I have to go into my settings into the computer.
All right.
So I know this isn't really anybody cares, unless you're Canadian. But apparently, 10,000 people lined up along the highway today to watch the quote unquote freedom convoy that is headed to Ottawa right now. It's a lot of people on the side of a highway.
Oh, I'm curious as to like what was it? Were they all in cars? Like how were they? How'd they do it? Was
They
it?
were standing on the side of the highway.
That's insane.
Like, I'm gonna send you a quick picture here because you can at least see what I'm. Speaking of quick pictures, I was watching Smackdown. I think I pointed it out in the server.
Yeah, I saw that.
I was really disturbed by the fan. Fan had a sign that said, "Roman, let's wrestle naked."
Was it a man or was it a female?
I don't know. I didn't grab the face because they're behind. It looks like a female because the nails are painted. So crazy though. Just something you don't see a lot. Signs like that anymore.
Yeah, that's a little bit out there.
But yeah. Watch alongs are fun. I mean, in fairness, this was my idea. So
I don't think Braun is gonna come back. I really could see the three of them going to. I could see Braun going to Impact if Bray and Eric go back there and they do like a new version of the Wyatt family.
it's going to be called the Cult of Wyndham.
Hey Jew, how we doing tonight? Welcome to the show. Finishing up with a watch along going on for the last 20 minutes, and then we're going to go into our Royal Rumble predictions.
We out here. Got my Pat McAfee shirt on tonight.
Oh, you put your pack? I have my NWO New Day one.
There you go. I thought about wearing that, but apparently it's.
I mean, the last time I wore it, you wore it with me on the same stream, so.
Yeah. I have a lot of wrestling shirts, but you know this.
I have a lot of wrestling shirts too. And you know this.
Yes. You just got another one added to the collection.
I did. I don't know what I did with it. I think it's still in the box. Oh no, I wore that one already. That's what I wore. That's what I wore the last stream.
Yep. I even the one shirt that we got from the convention there. I got it framed, which is well, you know this, but to the people listening, I got a CM Punk Cross Street Fighter shirt from the New York Comic Con, and it wasn't my size. So instead of just throwing it in the closet and hanging it, I decided to frame it because CM Punk is one of my favorite wrestlers.
Yeah, the shirt was actually really sick. It was a great design. I know they're coming out with one now for with Britt Baker too. So
That'll be interesting.
so SmackDown has actually been a pretty decent episode. We had Sonya take on Naomi, to which they went about 10 minutes, I would say. It was a great back and forth match. The ref called it down the middle. Sonya was getting mad. And then Naomi actually pinned her clean in the ring after giving her. I can't think of the name of the move right now. I forget what she calls it. But she did the move. She did her finisher, and then she went into the top rope and did a split legged moonsault, and got the 1, 2, 3. You had New Day is fighting Madcap and Baron Corbin, to which New Day actually just won. Uh, Tonight, the New Day consisted of Kofi and Big E. You also had Sami Zayn on InZane hosting a podcast
Oh, I just thought of something.
with Shanky and Jinder Mahal. You had the show open up with Charlotte in the ring, to which you saw Aaliyah, Shayna,
That's who it was in the ring.
Natalia, and then you had Sasha make her return tonight, which I'm surprised they didn't wait till tomorrow night to do so. Would have been such a bigger pop to do that there.
All right.
And then it had a nice video package about the Rumble. So, all in all, it was actually a good show. Oh, yeah. There you go, Shadow. Welcome back.
Sorry, I had to fix the camera.
No, it's fine. Overall, I feel it's been a good show so far. I'm curious as to see what's going to happen in this last segment, because we know it's going to be the Tribal Chief and Seth Rollins, because we know Seth is here already, as they showed him earlier. So we have to just see what goes on. Hopefully we can have a good segment and head into the Rumble tomorrow night on a high note.
Yeah, I think so. What I was thinking there, when I said, "Oh, I just thought of something," you had said that Woods has been going heelish, right?
Right.
Now, what if they keep the New Day with Biggie and Woods, or not Woods,
With Kofi, and then
with
turn,
Kofi as the
and
New
then
Day, and let Woods turn heel?
and then break Woods away.
Yeah, for a little while, because they did they did with Big E now.
Yeah, I know, but if Woods wins his first singles title, he has to be able to celebrate with them. Like, if he actually gets a singles title, like, they have to be able to celebrate him, and you can't have him turn on them. Maybe after he wins it and after the celebration, then you can. I don't know if
Yeah,
she's doing anything tomorrow. I don't know if maybe she can't wrestle yet, and maybe that's why she just came back tonight. I would like to see her in the Rumble. Speaking of the Rumble, Sonia Deville also declared tonight for the Rumble. That happened after she lost because she was upset and then abused her power to put herself in the ring in the match. I'm actually excited to see what's going to happen here with Roman and Seth. And then Roman's not coming out without the Usos because they're banned from ringside. Sonya doesn't need to be fired. It's part of the storyline. It's the way to get her back into the ring of wrestling. Eventually, she'll get her power stripped, and it'll be even a better storyline.
yeah. I don't know if you. I read an article today where Disney and WWE came to an agreement.
Yeah. Do you want to know what that's for?
Continue.
It's for WWE Network to be shown in Disney in India. It's the first partnership with them, and it could always lead to bigger things. I did read about that.
Well, they had a minor deal, but that was a Hulu.
Right, but
right?
it wasn't directly with WWE.
Yeah,
Disney.
it wasn't Disney WWE. It was Hulu WWE. But Hulu was a partner of, well, is now a partner of Disney.
Right. So they asked him to come back. They offered him a spot in the Hall of Fame this year, and he said, "Show me the test results for my drug test," and I don't think they did. In regards to Jeff Hardy, and then he turned them down.
Don't blame him. He wants to go in with his brother if he goes in, right? Like, he doesn't want to go in individually.
Well, I mean, they could technically still put Matt Hardy in to the Hall of Fame at the same time, even though he is with AEW.
Well, we all know that WWE and AEW have a
I,
working relationship
I,
now.
we know they do.
Well, the Jericho and Stone Cold
Oh,
that opened the door.
that's anybody that they let Jericho do that. It's not really a working relationship. Maybe we'll see tomorrow night if there is one.
I hope so.
But we know WWE
But
and Impact has a relationship of some point of some sort.
for now,
Because we know that Mickey James is in the Rumble tomorrow night.
yeah. But I think it was you that said you think it's just them doing a goodwill gesture to Mickey.
Oh, I don't know. Mickey wants to go one head to head with one of the champions at WrestleMania as the Impact champion. She said it on Impact last night. So, Kane's gonna be on Talking Smack tomorrow. I'm gonna have to watch that.
I'm talking Smack Me tonight.
No, they do it Saturday mornings. It's
I'm
not
gonna get
like
over that.
Raw, like the Raw Talk, how it comes on right
Yeah,
after.
there it is. Anybody watching my screen?
I've always enjoyed Talking Smack. I loved it better when it was Kayla and Heyman though, because Heyman is hilarious.
I preferred it when it was Brian and
Oh, Brian
Renee.
and the Miz.
No, Renee.
What are you talking about, Cora Jade? Where did you see in that? Cora Jade's in the NXT right now. I mean, she's gonna be big going forward. She already has the title match down there. I
Who's
think she
talking in the stream right now?
who I'm talking to,
Yeah.
Jew.
Uh-oh. Is
Jew
he in the
keep
server? Join the server, bud.
he keeps asking questions in the
Oh, I
stream.
know that's good. I was just asking because I don't have.
That's the Discord server that we have, Jew. We do predictions for each pay per view, and then we have a yearly tournament where the winner
Man,
gets a prize at the end.
Seth really said I'm gonna go out looking like Becky.
We have during the yearly at the end of the year, I send out one of these to everybody. A
Beautifully
championship
designed within the house, by the way.
a championship ring that we designed has world champion, like the world on the side, and has a design that we made on it. It's in honor of Vibes. You remember him from VG, the community. He started up this Discord server with me, and we've just grown it over the last 4 years and made it into what I am actually very proud of today. So,
Yeah, without you, man, straight up doesn't exist. There's a lot of us that help, but not as much as you do.
yeah, I mean, I got to keep it going. It's something me and him were very passionate about. And then when he did pass, it was very unfortunate. It was probably shortly, a couple of weeks before I was actually going to meet him in person for the first time. Even though we lived in the same town, we never actually met. But we did grow quite close, and it actually brought me and Shadow together as well.
Yeah, I was very close with Vibes. Vibes just had that mentality about drawing people. I'm gonna try to listen
All right,
a little bit.
I want to.
No.
Seth telling Roman he thinks he's Patrick Mahomes. Oh man. Baited him. Wanted to make the match 1-on-1. Roman's trying to say that he helped make the decision himself.
Right.
We all know that Seth had set that up to. This is very true. I don't really want him to win tomorrow night. I want Roman to keep the belt. I don't think it's time for Roman's title reign to end.
What are you gonna do though?
I know it's. I don't know. I wish I worked for WWE because I feel like I'm definitely smarter than some of the writers that they have. What's he saying now?
Talk about the God mode thing.
Oh, now he's bringing up when he stole his first WrestleMania moment right out from underneath him. That was great.
Yeah, I'm right there.
Yeah, I'm actually not that far ahead of you now because I switched over to the stream, make it a little bit even. Ooh, Seth keeps going. Oh, now he's bringing up when he turned on him. He turned on him and changed the game. Yeah, when you backstabbed your friends.
You gotta give Seth credit, man. He's got range.
Seth is one of the best workers in the business right now, and he has all these moves that he doesn't do in WWE. That when he could just do it, like it's so good too.
You know what? I'd like to see a promo between.
Seth and
I'd
Cena.
love this. No, Seth and MJF.
Ugh, I think MJF is
I.
overrated.
But you can't underestimate his mics.
Yeah, he's just overrated altogether.
All right.
That's
But
just that's just
I
me.
think
I
it would
just
be. But that's fair. That's your opinion, right?
yeah.
But I think those two, just in a head-to-head battle on the mic, would be gold. Or even Seth and The Rock just going back and forth too.
Yeah, not many people can go back and forth with The Rock.
So I was watching the 2018 Rumble, not last night, a couple nights ago,
Hmm.
because it was on the network. I was just watching it. If you listen to the Uso song long enough, it literally sounds.
It sounds what?
It sounds very similar to Roman Reigns' song now.
Oh, they might have tweaked it. Did his new one based off of that a little bit.
It's just something I noticed. Whether it's just maybe I'm hearing things or not, I don't know. But oh, fun fact: as you can see, Roman's has the straps that do up.
Hmm.
If you look at Brock's belt, it doesn't do up with the buttons. He's got like a Velcro-ish setup to his.
Yeah, they could have it set up either way. It's the same way with all the belts.
I just thought it was an interesting fact.
Oh,
Hold on. So they mentioned Mox last week. This week, the Shield.
I mean, I don't know. Oh man, what a promo!
Holy shit! He went as far as the daddy and uncle. I'd like to see Seth Rollins play the Joker.
See, I don't know. I don't know.
Tell me something.
That was a good ending. I liked how they have your teased for tomorrow night.
Tell me something though. Tell me you wouldn't enjoy Seth Rollins in a Batman movie as Joker.
Oh, he could definitely do it. I agree. That's definitely something that I can easily see.
All right. Well, that's the end of our watch along. Let me go ahead and go boom. So there's no distraction in the back now.
All right. So now, as we head into our Royal Rumble predictions, let's see what we think is going to happen in the following matches. We got 6 different matches on the card. You have the mixed tag match between Edge and Beth versus Miz and Maurice. You have the Raw Women's Championship, which features Becky Lynch versus Doudrop. You have the Universal title, which is who we just were talking about on SmackDown with Roman Reigns facing off against Seth Rollins. We have the WWE Championship, which has Brock Lesnar going up against Bobby Lashley. And then we have the 2 Royal Rumble matches. I think we're going to start off with the mixed tag match. You want to start off talking about it?
Yeah, I'll start off talking about it. So, if you're actually paying attention to the close product right now, especially if you're not a big fan, maybe of Raw, but you enjoy, just gotta turn that down a little bit. It was a little bright, looking like Sheamus over here. So, in my opinion, this could be literally the story of the year in any company. I think it's great between Miz and Edge. They're both gifted on the mic. They're both gifted in the ring. As much as I might not like Miz all that much, I believe that the guy we met, 17 years ago now, till now.
Has he been wrestling that long?
Well, he was on Tough Enough, right? So that would have been 0304 when he came.
It's actually been 19 years. He debuted in 2003.
Wow. But okay, well, I was close. But from what we've seen from him then and now, like, you can't argue. He's the definition of a green con to a professional.
So how many years did you say originally?
I said 17.
Okay, so he debuted in 2006 in WWE. He started in 2004 with Tough Enough, so that's 18 years. So you actually were almost spot on.
Not too bad. I like it. But, and then you have Edge. You know, his story back. He's done. He's not here to rub people the wrong way. You know, he's doing what a legend is supposed to do at this point. He's just working with guys. He's not Goldberg. He's not looking for title after title. God, I hate that. But, I mean, I think it was interesting how Edge's story played out last year, and now you have Miz rubbing him the wrong way, and then now introducing their wives, who are both wrestlers as well. It's just the storyline, the storytelling is just, it's almost perfect. And I'm really hoping that they have more of an influence on it than creative does. And I think they do, judging on how the story has gone. So, without going into like, oh, well, Miz beat this or Edge beat that, I think it's going to be Edge and Beth looking up at the end of the night. I think Miz and Maurice win.
Okay, fair enough.
Just kind of a passing of the torch, because that's what legends do. And that's just how I believe it.
Okay, so I'm going to ask you this question. Why does Edge, a legend, need to pass the torch to Miz, another legend in the business?
Doesn't need to. But I think we're looking at a longer story here going into Mania. I think they can carry it because it's 4 people. There's many dynamics you can go with it. And I think what it comes down to is tomorrow night it'll be Miz and Maurice winning, and I don't think it'll be clean. I just think that's what's going to happen because I believe for the next 2 months we're going to see a nice story play out between the of them, and it's going to get more intense. It's going to lead up to something huge at Mania.
Who do you think's getting the pin?
Beth's eating it. No, Edge will eat it.
You think Edge
And
is
it'll
going
be
to eat
Maurice
it?
to do it. It'll be Maurice because that's how it's going to be. I know it's not in the rules of how this is going to work, but I feel that Miz is going to insult Edge by having Maurice pin him.
So you think that there's going to be more? There's going to be actual men versus women in this, and you think WWE is
I
going to let it go a
don't,
little bit?
depending. It's nothing going to be like, oh, body slams and, well, you might see body slams on Miz from Beth, but I don't think the reverse from Maurice to Edge.
Okay.
But I think there's going to be a little male on female like physicality, but nothing into the sense of over PG ratings.
Okay.
Because I think we've moved into the PG-14 now.
I haven't paid attention to what they show on TV, so
I mean, they've been cussing a lot more in television, right?
they have.
So I don't know what their rating is at the moment.
I mean, they did say shit on TV tonight, so
Well, they also have others calling each other bitches, and I don't know where this is going, but I'm here for it. And yeah, that's what I think of the Edge. And
so I think I have a feeling you are correct in with who's getting the pin. Um, I don't want them to win.
right,
My heart is saying that it should be Edge and Beth, just for the sheer fact that Beth should dominate Maurice, and there should be no reason as to why they win. But I feel after last week when Beth and Edge messed up the birthday celebration, I feel that we are going to see them win to keep the storyline going.
oh, we're talking heart feeling. I want Edge to win all day. It's one of my favorites all time. But if we're being logical with storytelling, unfortunately, we have to go the evil route.
Right. So, next match we're going to talk about is going to be the Raw Women's Championship. I'm really not that excited to see this match. I mean,
I feel like
I like Doudrop. I just don't. I don't know how I feel about the heel turn she's had recently, with the
it doesn't make
attitude she's been having, and I don't know how I'm feeling on it. If I'm ready for it, I feel like if she's gonna do this, she needs to drop the Doudrop name and go back to her name, Piper Niven. So I don't know.
I'm not very keen on this match either. I haven't really been enjoying Becky since she's been back. I just can't get behind her like I was.
Trying too hard to be a heel.
See, that's the problem, right? Like WWE is considering her a heel. We're considering her a heel. Now it's in a heel versus heel match.
Yeah,
Why?
doesn't really make sense.
It doesn't benefit anybody. Who's the babyface in the situation? You gonna say Doudrop, but you're gonna have her acting heel? You can't say Becky when they're trying to force her to be heel.
Yeah, I mean,
This match is probably the biggest blender on the card, and I mean that with all due respect to both athletes, but it has no place on the card right now.
I think that Becky's keeping the title, and I really don't see this match going more than 6 or 7 minutes.
I'll give it a 5, and the entrances are longer.
I think something that happens later tonight is going to play out into why this match happens the way it does.
Most likely, but it still doesn't belong on the card. especially if you're trying to build one to be a face, one to be a heel in this situation.
Mhm.
It doesn't belong on the card. It seems rushed.
What do you think, Jew? What I said about something later in the night affecting how this match happens? Yeah, because I feel actually that I think the women's Royal Rumble it might main event the show. Honestly, that's what I think. That's probably going to be the end of the night because if you don't do it then, it has to start the night. So it's either going to open the show or it's going to end it. But let's move on to the Universal title, which we just saw Seth versus Roman with a nice promo on the go home to get everything set up for the show. I'm very excited for this match. They two have great chemistry together, and it seems like it's personal. Like they are just so good at what they do, whether it's in the ring or out of it. It just makes a big difference.
Oh, 100%. I think the best stories revolving around championships are when they become as these two have been. Because you're more invested. I'm not a big Roman guy. I am, but not as big as you. Um, I,
I
I'm a
just
big Messiah guy,
I
right?
just love this version of Roman.
That's fair.
Like
But this is what I'm
I
talking.
liked Roman ahead of time, and I hated people that criticized him because they said, "Oh, he's just a 5 move person. He's another Cena. He's getting pushed, so everybody. That's why we all have to boo him." No, he's put in the time. He's put in the effort, and this now just shows it. Because if you let
Right.
him do if you let him have control of things and just trust him, he knows what he's doing.
He's very talented, and I'm not saying he's not, but I'm more of a Seth Rollins guy.
Right.
Always have been. I've never strayed away, no matter what character he is. I might not have liked it, or I thought it didn't make sense, or it was silly.
You always grown to it though.
But the hottest thing in WWE right now is Seth Rollins, other than Roman.
Um, yeah, I could tend to agree with that.
I say Roman because obviously 513 days at this point,
I could see that.
and
I could say KO is
it's
very hot right now. Um,
yeah, he is too.
Jew is saying RK Bro. I think something's gonna happen with them, and it's gonna turn into one of the biggest storylines going forward. I don't think it's happening yet, but
Right.
I can see something happening at the Elimination Chamber.
Well, okay, but when it comes down to storytelling, just like Edge and Miz, you have two great guys that can, if they're given the freedom, they're going to tell a story, and they're going to draw you in.
Mm-hmm.
Whether it's their moves, their mic skills, they're pulling you in because you don't know what's going to happen. This one's hard to read, so I don't even. We can go with all the dirt sheets and everybody's opinion, but I don't know. To me, it's a coin flip. Flip your coin and pick a side.
As much as we wish that mattered, Jew, we know it doesn't because Bray Wyatt, aka The Fiend, was #1 in merchandise sales and got released.
Yeah. I
So
own like majority of his merch.
you
There's
could
not much I don't own.
you could say that they sell the merch, but at the end of the day, that doesn't matter to them.
They care about ratings, and
I
well,
mean,
Bray got them ratings too. But
Riddle is hilarious. Don't get me wrong. Ooh, but yeah, I think, and I hope Roman keeps the title.
I don't.
From everything I've read, he's not gonna, because they're supposed to be setting up stupid matchups, in my opinion. That's not needed, but we know WWE always likes to do stupid things.
Well, if the event that I'm going to March has any indication of tomorrow night, Seth doesn't walk out champion.
I mean, he could.
But 9 times out of 10, house show cards spoil the mains because of the advertising. Even though it says subject to change, it
Right.
never actually changes.
Oh, it can. It has.
Not often. But I digress, and I hope I'm wrong. I'd love to see. I think Seth has earned his way back into the title
Oh,
picture.
I agree. I just
That
don't.
man,
I
that
just
man
don't
really
think.
did.
I don't think it's supposed to. It should be at Roman's expense, though.
I do, because there's more of a story there.
Yeah. I know there's more of a story, but
But that's why I think it's okay to do. But you don't. But that's fine.
I don't because Roman has gone so long. Seth doesn't need the credibility of beating him, of pinning him.
Okay, Bruno Sammartino went like 15 years as champion.
Yeah, I understand that.
We're not
But
going to
they also didn't
see
wrestle as much as they wrestle now.
right, but we're not going to
They
see
wrestle
like
once a year.
I. Hold on. Roman Reigns has been champion
For a year
since
and a
defeating
half.
Bray Wyatt
Since taking the belts, since pinning Braun
in that match against
in the
the
match.
Fiend and Braun.
Yes.
Wow. Fuck me, that was excuse me, but that was a while ago.
The perfect
Wow.
person to take it off of him would be the Fiend.
You're pulling on my heartstrings here. You know that.
Comes full circle. Full circle.
Oh my god, stop.
I'm just saying.
Just stop.
But yeah, I pick Roman Reigns to win this match.
Like Vibes was the biggest taker mark. I gotta be the biggest Fiend.
I do feel he was supposed he. Unfortunately, I do think he was supposed to lose against Brock at day one, and Brock was only added to the other match, and Seth was supposed to win that belt from Big E.
That's why it's hard to believe that Seth's not walking out to.
Right. And then Brock loses to Lashley. Or Brock loses to Lashley and Roman keeps the belt and they do it that way.
Brock enters the Rumble later.
Right. Right. That was gonna be one. That was gonna be one of my.
Sorry.
No, that's fine.
It's just a shitty.
I know.
Booking. I don't like that idea of either situation.
But yeah. So who did you think was gonna win this?
I'm gonna go Seth.
You're gonna go with Seth.
Yep.
So we'll move on to the next match, which we already started talking about here. Brock Lesnar versus Bobby Lashley. As Brock says, Bobby who?
I would have been more. I would have been more interested in this match had they got an MMA style route, bro. Oh, okay. So I want to point out something real quick here.
What?
What did I say before SmackDown went off the air?
What?
That Rollins would be a good Joker. Correct?
Uh-huh.
WWE on SmackDown posted Joker and Rollins side by side.
On Twitter?
Yep. I'm just going to retweet that right now.
Please do.
Sorry, I did. I sorry to cut you off. It was just funny.
No, I was trying to find it after you said it. But I don't see it at all.
You can check my page now. It's there. But Anyways,
they're already starting to plow the snow by me. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing.
you guys can keep the snow. I don't want it. Anyways,
And what was it, WWE on SmackDown that posted it, or was it WWE itself?
WWE on Fox.
Oh, WWE on Fox did it?
I retweeted it. Anyway, so my thing with Brock and Bobby, it should have been set in an MMA style. I think it would have been good.
So,
I just think it'd be more interesting.
So, like the Fight Pit from NXT?
Kind of.
I mean, they tried to do that with the weigh-in.
I know, but that's what I mean. Like, bring in an octagon. You don't have to have the match in the center. You can have it up on the stage. Good. God knows that arena's big, or that stadium's big enough that they could have had an octagon out by the ring.
Oh, I don't know.
I know that's stupid, but
I think the fight.
I
think the Fight Pit would have made more sense, but it'd be hard to do that and set it up and take it down and everything else.
Yeah. But I just think it would have been more intriguing going MMA style with these two.
No, I agree.
Considering their backgrounds, considering they've both done MMA. Who knows? It still might happen more. Doubt it. I don't see this story going very far at all.
No, to me, this is it. It's a one and done.
I do got to say, though, Brock is a hell of a lot more entertaining since recent return.
I love Brock Lesnar.
Canada's own Brock Lesnar. Or our adopted son, if you will.
He's so funny. And he actually has very good mic skills, and people didn't realize that he did. I feel bad for the people that didn't realize that he actually had skills.
If you watched him in the early 2000s, you knew that.
If you watched him as Brock in the Bank, or whatever he did when he was walking around with a briefcase.
Yeah, that too. And if you watched him in UFC, you knew
he showed personality, and people were not expecting it.
He did the same shit in UFC. Like, he had personality. But WWE was so set on Paul Heyman being the mouthpiece.
Right.
You know.
And I'm glad that they actually changed it up. So
I think that was in his contract that he has more creative freedom this time around.
Good. They need to let more wrestlers have creative freedom. It actually tends to work out pretty well sometimes.
As long as it's not creative freedom going NWO Wolfpack, we're fine.
I mean,
that got out of hand fast. The whole NWO in general.
The Wolfpack was okay when it first started.
Yeah, when it first started. Right?
And then and then they were allowing anybody to be in the NWO.
Right. Yeah, I think Scottie Pittman is in it.
Well, Dennis Rodman.
Yeah. David Arquette, I think, is in it. Like. Anyways, we're going off topic here. We're going back to the 2000s.
Yeah, I feel that we're gonna have a new champion here. I think Lashley's gonna beat Brock, and I think that's how, and that's gonna end up with something later in the show.
So you saying Brock called his own fate the other night on Raw?
What did he say?
He said the Sunday headlines would be "and new champion."
He said that?
Bobby. Who?
Oh, that's right.
He did.
Yeah, I do.
I think Brock walks out.
All right. I mean,
you're gonna hate this, but I'm actually enjoying Brock as champ.
Oh, I'm loving Brock Lesnar
because he's here. He's on your screen weekly, in one way or another.
Hey, Benny, what's going on? Welcome to the show.
You know what I mean? Like, he's here, one way or another.
Oh, I don't think we've ever seen this much of Brock Lesnar.
Not in the last decade and a half. No.
As a champ. I don't think he's ever seen that much.
The last time we've seen him this much was prior to WrestleMania 20.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I mean, we're talking about 14 years of inconsistency of Brock Lesnar.
Yeah, fair enough.
Well, I mean, he did leave for a while though.
I feel that Lashley's gonna win now. That's my opinion on it.
Lashley just looks like a thumb. I don't like him. Like, you know those thumbs from like that Spy Kids movie?
Mm-hmm.
That's what Bobby Lashley reminds me of. Just reminds me of a.
All right. Now let's head over to the first of the Rumbles. Let's start with the women's.
This one's so broadly like that's a punny word in this sense, but it's so broad. Like, I don't know. There's like at least 7 women in this Rumble, minus the legends and surprise entrants,
Mm-hmm.
that I think deserve to win. Because I'd like to see them.
You think there's
you know,
7?
Maybe 6, but there's at least 6 women in that Rumble
All right. Well,
that deserve to win.
who are those?
I'm gonna go Rhea,
Okay.
Naomi, because I did enjoy her as champion when she was.
All right.
Sasha.
We don't know if she's in the Rumble yet, but okay.
But I did think she was. I forgot that she was hurt. I don't understand why Charlotte's even entering. Like,
Because if she wins, then she could pick her own opponent.
that is stupid. That's not the point of the Royal Rumble.
I understand that.
Anyways, Shotzi. I'd like to see Shotzi get sling into it.
Okay.
Liv. I want to see Liv go like hard championship this time.
Mm-hmm.
And Bayley, because I have a strong feeling Bayley's coming back.
So
I really do.
I could agree with your list. You are missing a couple different people. You're missing Asuka.
Right.
The
picture's right there.
Shayna.
Eh. But I do have an interesting fact to that, but I'm going to let you finish your list.
Trying to think what else. Trying to think who else. I think that's it that I could add to what you were saying.
Okay. So, if you're a big wrestling mark like the two of us, you read stuff that maybe you don't want to read. And if you have heard, and this is a spoiler alert, Ronda Rousey is supposed to be coming back. What way more fitting than to have Ronda take out Shayna and that start a feud going into WrestleMania and set up something big? You don't need Ronda in this title picture at all.
Yeah. You know they're gonna have that.
I know that, but you don't need it. Nobody wants to see it. Maybe Vince. It's not going to sell the way it
People would want to see Ronda versus Becky.
I'm over it.
That's the one match we didn't get because of Nia Jax.
I guess.
And you could also have Ronda take out Charlotte and build that up after it. You didn't think of that, did you?
No.
It could also. That's why Charlotte could also be in here. It builds up who's going to be her next opponent, whether she wins or loses. Now,
Yeah.
there are.
I don't like that logic though.
There are other people that are supposed to be surprise entrances in this match.
Oh, my camera. Sorry, I'm fixing it again. It just turned off.
there's a few that I feel that we can actually see and surprise people and who have not one thought of these people or even expected them to be here. Um, Obvious ones to returns would be Asuka and Bailey, as they've both been away for quite some time.
Lita.
Lita's already been announced.
Oh, you're talking about unannounced ones. Okay.
Right, I'm talking about unannounced surprises.
Right.
Asuka and Bailey, those are two obvious ones. Um, Ronda, which has been the talk of the wrestling community
Everything.
for the last couple days.
Right.
One that I'm expecting that I just heard a little bit about today would be Kairi Sane coming back. No, no one from NXT has been announced.
No,
I don't think they're doing anybody from NXT in this for the women's.
I don't think they're doing it from NXT. Period. And
Oh, I think they are for the men's.
well, I don't because they're trying to. Never mind. I don't see any NXT 2.0
Correct. That
wrestlers coming up.
I will agree. And Cora Jade is one of the NXT 2.0.
I don't think any of them are coming up because they're trying to redevelop NXT as the developmental as opposed to a main show.
Mm-hmm.
So they're going to keep them away from the main talent. But I do believe, and I'll get into that in the next part of this. But continue. Sorry.
So I could definitely see Kairi Sane coming back. Um, I know there's only probably about 7 spots left, so there's really not much room for surprises. But I don't really. I think the other ones that have been leaked and rumored have been Cameron, Melina, as a couple other ones.
I think WWE dropped the ball when it came to the women's Rumble this year by announcing who was in it ahead of time.
See, I don't think they did, in a sense, because they don't have a lot of women.
Yeah, but they could have got a huge pop out of someone like Lita, or you know what I'm saying? Like, there's a few names that they announced early that they could have got a huge pop. You didn't need to say Mickey James. Could you imagine the reaction when Mickey showed up?
Yeah, but I like the fact that they did because it's actually being addressed on both shows.
Right. But I'm just saying, like, or maybe it's WWE's way of saying, hey, look, you guys wanted this quote unquote forbidden door open. We're listening.
Well, I think that's what that did is it got them talking about it.
It's got WWE talked about in a positive light, especially in the last little while of all the
Correct.
shitty things they've done.
Correct.
Okay, I guess that when you look at it logically, yes, but as a fan standpoint, I don't like it.
Right, because you want the pops, you want the surprises. Like that's what the
Royal Rumble has always been that one event where you're like, who's coming? Right?
Yeah, we're gonna get that
now,
with the men's.
I hope so. Yeah, well, I think there's 11 spots open in the men's.
Yes. And I don't really think there's many rumors about who
Who's
any of those
who?
11 spots
No.
could be.
I have heard more about the women's Rumble in the last 5 days than I have about the men's.
Correct. And I feel the other reason that they released the names in the women's is because all the dirt sheets were going to be releasing them anyway. so they beat them to the punch. And I figured WWE would be rather them announce Mickey James than have it announced through the dirt sheets. That's my thought on that.
That's fair. Also, what if WWE did this on purpose to keep the attention away from the men's when they have someone huge coming in?
Correct.
What better way to keep your eyes off the men's Rumble by saying, well, this is who's coming. You got some forbidden door stuff happening in the Rumble, the women's side. Like, it keeps your mind off who's who in the men's because you're focused on what's going on in the women's.
I'm undecided on who I think is going to win this.
I mean, the biggest rumor I've heard, and their source is not credible at all. The Rock's supposed to come back. Like, no,
No,
we hear this every year.
no.
He's not coming.
I'm saying for the women's. I honestly am torn as to who's gonna win this.
I think.
As much as I don't want to say it, I think it's gonna be Ronda Rousey.
I think it's gonna be Lita.
And I'm just going off of that right now. My choice can change before tomorrow. It is subject to change.
Most of these conversations are never actually how we predicting our standings either. So.
I try to take what I say here and do that as my predictions for everywhere. But sometimes things just you get a gut feeling later on and you have to make a choice.
Sometimes, like when we're talking on here, though, we're using logic, right?
Right.
Or we're using our heart.
And when you do predictions,
You have to be strategic,
you have to
and
be
you got to think.
because you need to win.
But I think it might be Lita. It might be Mickey James. But I got a question for you, and I'm going to throw this out here.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody in particular. You don't have to say a name. You don't even have to have a name in mind. I don't care. What is just give me this. What is your longest time in the women's rumble? Don't tell me anybody. Don't say who it is because we never know who is actually going to last that long. What do you think that time is going to be? What do you think? Like,
what do I think
what is
the
that
time would be?
Yeah, whatever
For
superstar
this-
is in there the longest.
For this year.
What do you think that time is? Yes, for this year. What do you think that time in ring from time they enter to the time they end?
44 minutes and about 17 seconds.
Again, this is just everybody again, so we're clear. This isn't he's saying not saying he doesn't probably have anybody in mind, but this is the time he's giving because that's what he thinks one superstar will do. I think it'll be 37 minutes and 29 seconds. I just think we're not going to see anything huge in the women's rumble time wise because it just never does happen that.
I don't know. Last year, 57 minutes.
Can we also talk about...
Or 58 minutes last year.
I don't know. I know there's a lot of marks out there that get annoyed by this, me particularly as well. I get annoyed when we're talking about the Rumble, and they're like, it's all about the numbers. It's all about the numbers. Okay. It is all about the numbers.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that they say, there's been four wrestlers that have won from the number one spot, and they named three. Like, everybody forgot who the fourth one was. Like, don't bring it up. You're bringing attention to that because then it gets people talking about that wrestler again. That's one thing that drives me absolutely nuts about when we talk about the Rumble. They leave Chris, for obvious reasons, they're leaving Chris Benoit off the conversation.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's the elephant in the room. We all know why they leave him. But it's so annoying. If you're wiping him out of history to say there's only been 3 men to go from 1 to 30. Stop saying there's 4 and then only mentioning. Sorry, that's just a little rant I had about it. It just gets under my skin.
He went
The year he won it, he went 1 to 30.
Huh. Interesting. I didn't realize that.
I'll fact check it, but I'm pretty sure he went 1 to 30. Because I don't think he entered number 2. Because I know he started the match and he finished it as a winner.
Mm-hmm. So who do you think's gonna win it?
The women's, I think Lita.
You think that's right? You did say that. All right. Let's move on to the men's. So.
Yes. Hold on before we continue the men's. Chris Benoit entered number 1 in the 2004 Royal Rumble. He had 6 eliminations and he lasted 1 hour and 1 minute.
Okay.
So yeah, he did start number 1. And Randy Orton started number 2 in that.
Fair enough. All right, so men's. What are you looking forward to in this match?
Ooh, the surprises. I really don't really. When it comes to the Royal Rumble, like we were discussing, I've always been about the surprises.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really curious to know who these surprises are, especially with a quarter of the field not listed. We're not used to seeing this. Usually we see about 24 names before the Rumble, give or take 2 or 3 names. But there's always 20 wrestlers guaranteed are going to be in it. There is at least, like we said, 11 unaccounted for right now.
Is that what's been announced so far? I'm just curious.
I think I counted on the graphic. There's like 19 males that only showed up on that screen.
Let me see if anybody
But
has the list. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, and 22 have been announced. So there's 8 spots.
okay, so 8 spots. So they've added some since I've seen this graphic. Okay, but that's still a large number of surprises in this Rumble. Usually there's 3 or 4. There's 8 spots open. I guarantee you, I'm guaranteeing this, and I think it's going to be a major thing going forward. But Tommaso Ciampa is coming up. There's nothing left for him to do in NXT.
Mm-hmm.
They're trying to move away from the old guard.
Mm-hmm.
Tommaso Ciampa will be coming up.
As will Pete Dunne.
Yeah, they'll both be entering into this Rumble. Maybe not both.
No,
one of them.
They both will be.
You think so?
Oh yeah.
Okay. I can get behind that.
I think they both will be. That's my one of my things that I think is going to happen.
I can 100%. At least I know 100% that we will be seeing Ciampa up at the Rumble tomorrow.
I have a feeling that we are going to see a wrestler from Impact in the men's Rumble as well.
I'm assuming you're going to go with what everybody's saying.
I think it's going to be.
Just because of the promos said wrestler has said?
Right.
I think so. We're not going to tell you who. We're just going to leave that to you to figure out. But that would be okay, though.
A lot of people don't like it. I'm fine with it. I think it would actually be good for both brands.
You don't need to like it, though, right? I mean, we don't like a lot of stuff. But I think, like you said, both brands would benefit from it.
That leaves us with 5 more spots.
Knoxville's already accounted for.
Right, he's already on there.
You're guaranteed at least 2 legends.
To which I have heard rumors of who those 2 might be.
Want to spill it or keep it surprise?
One of them likes milk.
Ah, okay.
He's apparently in St. Louis. And the other one likes money.
You know who I'd like to see? Just because of where they are. He wore a cast a lot.
Who?
He wore a cast a lot.
Wore a cast a lot.
Cowboy hat and a cast.
Cowboy hat and a cast.
He's an 80s wrestler.
I'm very confused.
His son currently is a wrestler.
Cowboy Bob Orton?
Yeah, that'd be all right to see. I mean, I don't want him to do anything significant, but it'd be hilarious to see him come out and be eliminated by Randy or by Riddle by accident.
And that's how you start the feud?
It'd be the stupidest way to start a feud, but it'd be hilarious. I mean, me and you both can agree on this. Probably not going to happen. But love to see Wyndham back. Entering number 30. Just enter number 30. Lights go completely out. He doesn't even need to win the. Just bring him back then. Number 30. Biggest surprise of the night. Or you have him come out number 1. I'd rather see number 30.
The Rangers just scored with 1 second left, and the ref is blowing the play dead and saying it was no goal.
Huh. You could have Wyndham come out number 1, but if you want like some John Cena, Madison Square Garden vibes, number 30 is the spot to bring him back in.
Very true. Very true. I think we're gonna have. I think Brock's gonna go into the Rumble.
Okay.
And I think he's probably going to end up winning it if he loses versus Lashley.
Okay. There's still like 2 names left. This is highly speculated.
Who?
No, there's 2 blank. There's 2 like empty spaces left that we haven't got to. I don't know who it is.
Oh, like 2 empty spaces.
Yeah. Now, I said it on Smackdown, and it's very unlikely that this will happen. But the last 2 weeks, it was either the mention of Mox or it's the Shield. Right. Mind you, the Shield you could take with a grain of salt because you are dealing with 2 of the main 3, or the 2 of the 3. Give or take on that. But they mentioned Mox not by Dean Ambrose,
right?
But by Mox.
Hold on.
This man's telling me to hold on while we were doing okay. But they didn't mention him by Dean Ambrose.
Toronto just screwed the Rangers. Sorry.
We get screwed by Toronto too, and we're Toronto. So
I really can't.
My train of thought.
Okay, so Mox.
I forgot my train of thought. Anyways, they didn't mention him by Dean Ambrose. They mentioned him by Mox, which could be a hint that Forbidden Door could feature Moxley. Now, I think I mentioned this to you the other day when we were talking. They bring Mox in. Do they say does Vince allow? Does Vince pay a few dollars for these rights? And obviously, Khan owns it, or at least leases it, to have Wild Thing play? Or does they come out to the Asylum music? Or does he come out to his other AEW music? Like, this is all what-if scenarios because I don't think Mox will be there. I don't think he's in the place. He just got out of rehab. I don't think he wants to go back to the place that caused him to go to rehab.
They didn't cause him to go to rehab. No. You can't say that.
I'm not saying WWE itself. I'm just saying he drank him.
He was out of WWE for 2 years before he went to rehab.
Right, but he wasn't healthy in WWE either.
He was healthier than he was in AEW.
Anyways. God damn it. Go on.
Sorry.
You got me all flustered with that now.
Yeah, I don't know.
We're going to talk about that in a second.
Do I think somebody from AEW will be there? 95% sure. Yes. I think.
And I'm assuming the person you think is going to be there is this person.
Potentially. Since he's technically not signed.
Is he still an EP though?
No. I don't think he is. Or Jericho.
It would make sense to have Cody there after he dropped the TNT to Sammy. And oh my God, I don't know if you watched it. And I know I
saw the cutter at the top of the...
Oh my God, 1 inch. 1 inch off, and that looks completely worse than it does.
Oh yeah. I mean, it was a sick spot. I will give him credit.
Kudos to those two, but this isn't an AEW show, but I just had to mention that.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, that's fine.
Wow. Wow. Semi is definitely wow. Anyways, what if he came? Imagine that.
I mean, there are rumors that it's somebody that you would not expect with the Forbidden Door. It might not even be from Impact. It could be from a different promotion.
Could be from New Japan.
Right.
Could be AEW. Could be Lucha Underground. I don't know if there's. Could be Ring of Honor. I mean, they're not a company anymore, but
I mean,
I
technically.
mean, I think they're still technically a company. They're just not an active.
Right. Rangers always get screwed on these days.
Because
Every
a
time
lot
every time
like
they retire a jersey, they always lose because the refs pull some stupid ass shit.
all right, so we're not doing podcasts on Ranger games.
I know. I'm just very frustrated
No,
because
I get it. I get it. We Toronto Leafs have blown 3-1 leads consistently over the last month. So
it's not even the fact about blowing a lead. They freaking
yeah,
had the
but you're
tying goal.
frustrated.
They had the tying
You're
goal in
frustrated
them.
with that, and I get frustrated with other things. But men's Royal Rumble, longest man in that Rumble,
Timing.
1031.
We're not getting a new record.
You don't think so?
No.
I think whoever enters number 2
Especially,
is going on.
especially with the fact that the person who owns the record is the one on the cover of the game.
What if he sets it?
I think we're gonna have 50 minutes.
I'm just saying. What if he sets it?
That's fine. I don't think it's gonna happen. I think it's gonna be 50 minutes and 48 seconds.
All right. And your winner for the Rumble is Brock, you said, right?
It all depends if he loses.
Okay.
Like,
So let's do it this way. Let's do it this way.
Is the men's Rumble match before the WWE match? I don't know the order of the card. It's hard to decide.
Let's do it this way. Brock enters. Brock wins?
Correct. If Brock enters, Brock is winning.
Okay. Brock doesn't. Who's your pick?
Hold on, let me see who the entrants are.
Yeah, you're going to have to read them out to me as well. Up to date with who's in.
All right, so the confirmed entrants are Angelo Dawkins, Montez Ford, Rey Mysterio, Dominic Mysterio, Austin Theory, Johnny Knoxville, Sheamus, Damian Priest, AJ Styles, Big E, Happy Corbin, Madcap Moss, Sami Zayn, Kofi Kingston, Kevin Owens, Omos, Randy Orton, Riddle, Chad Gable, Otis, Ziggler, and Rude. So, if Brock Lesnar does not enter, I'm having a toss-up between KO and Priest.
If Rollins doesn't walk out.
If Priest wins, KO is going to take the U.S. belt off of him.
Okay.
That's my caveat.
I'm going to do what you did, but I'm going to say if Rollins doesn't beat Reigns, he wins the Rumble. And if that's not the thing,
well, that's
wild card. So listen.
That's
wild card selection here.
But that's what I'm saying, Jew. If the men's Royal Rumble match is not the first match, we potentially could see somebody who has lost the belt.
Oh, we've seen it in the past.
Who has either lost the belt or just lost the match and enter. I don't know the order of the cards, so it's hard to determine that.
Right. So my wild card pick, or wait, I'll pick another. So I'm going to toss it up between Owens and Rollins.
So if Rollins loses his Universal, he's entering.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I'm going to throw a wild card out for you. You ready for this?
Mm-hmm.
Austin Theory.
He's supposed to be very prominent in this match. I don't think they have him winning, but I feel like he's going to be a major player.
He'll be in the Final Four.
I think so.
And it's going to be shifty shit that he does to get to the Final Four.
And I think it's going to be him. I think you're going to see AJ Styles potentially in the Final Four. You could see
Ciampa. Got to have him have a strong showing.
You could have a strong showing without being in the Final Four. Remember that.
Okay.
I think Riddle could be in the Final Four. And then Priest or Owens. This is all
Priest, Owens,
if,
Theory, Rollins.
Yeah, it all depends on who's the other contenders.
Obviously. This is it.
But
okay.
I think we do see one title change tomorrow night.
Okay.
If not, no, just one. I only see one title change tomorrow night.
I'd like to agree with you, Jew, but
yeah,
actually, okay, hang on, Drew. Hang on. Let's say Randy wins. Who does he challenge? I'm interested in this. Let's have someone else's opinion on it. If Randy Orton wins, who does he challenge?
You think he would go after Lashley?
Yeah.
Or Lesnar?
He's saying Lashley.
But that would be the same feud that we had. Didn't we have that already?
I think a part of it, but then Randy took a few weeks off, didn't he?
I think we had that when it was between Lashley and McIntyre.
Yeah, I think.
Oh, I forget about McIntyre.
I don't think Randy and Roman have really had a.
Thank you, TSD Gaming, for the follow. Appreciate it.
I can't honestly remember Roman, other than the Authority versus the Shield. I don't remember Roman and rivalry.
Yeah, I don't either. I would like to see that.
It would be interesting.
They're also on two different shows.
I mean, because the Royal Rumble winners never.
No. I'm just saying. But that would also depend on Roman beating.
Okay, bro.
Roman beating Seth.
Yeah, I guess. You look thirsty, bud.
Well, thank you. Got some Mountain Dew right here. Some food.
I'll cheers you, though.
Oh, you got some Spark.
Yes, I do.
Speaking of Mountain Dew, one of my coworkers today, she comes up to me, she goes, "So you know they're coming out with a Mountain Dew Hard Dew, right?" I said, "Yeah, you're like 6 months behind. I knew this already."
She's like, "How?" Well, you see.
She goes, "Oh." She goes, "Okay, carry on."
People, Fat Sexy Canadian. He hit me up the other day and he goes, "Man, this Spark flavor is coming to Canada." I'm like, "Yeah."
Yeah, I already have it.
I was like, well, anyways, I think that's pretty much for our predictions.
All right, man. Well, I appreciate everybody coming out tonight.
Man's got a phone call.
Yeah, I do. If you are watching this on YouTube, make sure you hit a like and subscribe. This way you can get all the notifications for our other ones that I drop. What were we going to say, Shadow?
Also, a huge, if you guys, as you caught the end here, we were talking about hockey. If you guys love all listening to hockey stuff and like listening to podcasts like ours or hockey podcasts, make sure you check out the Vancouver Boys on Apple Podcasts. They're on TikTok and Twitch, usually every Wednesday and Friday. And also check out the Vancouver Babes. They're great people, great content.
So, without anything else,
you want to drop the announcement?
Not yet. I feel I'm going to save that. Probably something for when we do our results or the next live stream that we have. So, I want to thank everybody. Thanks for coming out, and we hope you have a great night and enjoy the Rumble tomorrow night. I know I will.